Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lakwe Shweton. Have you dated a guy for years and years, yet he shows no signs of marrying you? This video is all about that. Today I'm going to be talking about why he won't marry you and what you can do about it. The first thing I feel I have to say here is that if a man wants to marry you, he will make it clear. And by clear, I mean he will tell you. Men are not subtle creatures. They don't really understand hints and innuendos, so they hardly ever use them. If a man wants to marry you, he will let you know. If he doesn't want to marry you, he just won't say anything. Or if he is quite a deceitful character, he will say he wants to marry you, but then take no steps at all to make that happen. For example, he will not discuss dates. When he comes to talking about the wedding, he will turn it into fights. And as for getting you a ring, that is just a dream. So if a guy doesn't want to marry you but continues to date you, what does it mean and why does he do it? If a man won't marry you, it's because he doesn't think that it's a good idea. He doesn't think that you and him will make a good match. And in a way, that's kind of a good thing. He doesn't want to spoil your life or his life. He doesn't think you would make each other happy. Now, why he would continue to date you when he has no intentions of marrying you is the awful part. There are two main reasons why a man would do that. The first reason is that he sees no reason to break up the relationship when he hasn't found somebody else that he wants to marry. I mean, with you, he's getting good sex, attention, and affection. So why end that? The second reason why a man will continue to date you when he has no intentions of marrying you is because he doesn't want to hurt you. It sounds counterintuitive, right? After all, dating you for years and years and not marrying you is hurting you. But in his mind, that is not as bad as actually breaking up with you. So he just continues dating you. So instead of actually breaking up with you and looking like a bad guy, he will start to act funny and do things that annoy you in the hope that you will be the one that will break up the relationship. Men are not stupid. If he wants to marry you, he will. I know that some women think that some men are not the marrying kind, but I don't believe that that is true. Most men get married at some point in time in their lives. They might do so later in life, but eventually they will get married. What I have seen is that while a man might date a woman for years and years, even for 10 years, and tell her that he's not the marrying kind, and tell other people that as well, what usually happens eventually is that he'll meet a woman that he does want to marry, and then he will break up with that woman that he has been dating for 10 years. There are very, very few people in this world that don't get married. It's easy to find a woman who has not gotten married ever. Because in the world that we live in today, usually a woman has to wait for a man to ask her to marry them. But men don't have that problem. All in all, what I'm trying to say here is that if you're in a relationship with a guy and you want to get married and he doesn't want to, please move on. Even if you love him, even if you think that he's the best man in the world, you might actually think that he's the best man in the world because you haven't given someone else a chance. And let it not be that when this relationship ends and the next person you date is a horrible person, don't immediately think that, oh, you made a big mistake and that last person who do you want to marry is the man destined for you. It does not mean that. Sometimes these things take time. The next person you date after the person you thought you were going to marry might not be the person for you, but that does not mean that you will never get married. It does not mean that you will never find the man that will love you like you love him. That man that you're hanging on to and dating for years and years may seem like the best man in the world, but that's because you haven't tried someone else. Someone once told me that if you don't leave John Holt, you will know that they're selling things at UAC. And nowhere is that as relevant as it is in this case. Move on from someone who is stringing you along and someone better will come your way. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want daily tips from me on how to be happy while you're single and how to attract the right person for you into your life, follow me on Instagram. If you want my free ebooks on love and relationships for the single woman over the age of 30, go to www.bit.com/Lakwe'sLoveTips. I hope you enjoyed this video again. If you did, please give it a thumbs up below, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button you'll see down below, or by clicking on my picture that you'll see somewhere on the screen. After you subscribe, remember to click on the bell that you'll see there so that you'll be notified as soon as a new video of mine comes out. I wish you love and strength. Mwah.